Never perfect.
Man.
Always fun.
We're going streaking! Yeah!
Deanna and Justin in the moment.
Let me tell you how working at night completely messes with your entire schedule.
Oh, I know.
Like 4 months and I'm still not, no, longer than that, but I'm still not used to it.
You just have to do it. I have no advice. When you said you were going to work at night, I think the only advice I could come up with is you just do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But like, so for example, we said that we were going to like do this at a certain time, right? And it's not like I wasn't awake. Like I've been awake for, I don't know, 2 hours now. And like I walked the dog and I cleaned the kitchen and I did some laundry and I made some coffee and I sat down. I looked at my phone. I was like, oh crap. I was supposed to do this 5 minutes ago. Like
you do have to sleep later. I feel like that's the biggest advice. You have to sleep later. Like you kind of like, I mean, it's weird. Because what time do you go in? 5, 6?
I go in like 5:30.
Yeah. So like,
yeah,
you could do the normal wake up at 3:30 thing, which is insane.
No.
So you just have to sleep later in the morning. I mean, that's kind of, I don't know. I did nights, but I did nights, but I also went in at 1 o'clock because I was a freaking nut job. But I had 2 other shows, so like I would track the last 2 hours. So I'd be done at 10 o'clock. But yeah, I do 7 to 10 live, and then I had an afternoon show. So
that is not a bad idea at all, actually. Like if in the event we end up, expanding my responsibilities and I'm on other stations, I think that's definitely going to be something that I propose. Like I'll come in earlier, but I'll have to track like the last hour or two of the show so I can get home in a reasonable hour.
I do want to say that the market I did it in was the last ranked market. So it was a little easier to do stuff.
Dang.
I went from Philly, which was like 5 at the time, to 225. So
you really got my hopes up.
Yeah. Sorry. I mean, I was just doing so much before they started doing everybody do everything.
Yeah.
So I would go in at like, I honestly went in at 1 because I had nothing better to do. Because I knew no one. I hated the town. I didn't love the job, but I did do it. So it was more of just, if I don't go in, I'm going to go insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would go in at like 1, and then sometimes I had to go in at 10, and it was very long. I would go to Burger King. That would be my like break. There was 3 things to do in the town. One was go to Walmart. No, Kmart. We didn't have Walmart. We had Kmart.
Wow, Kmart.
Which is just like, no, I don't think anybody's ever cleaned a Kmart. There's it just was what, I mean, they had everything, but you know what you're walking into.
Why my dog feels the need to go into the other room, get his bone, bring it back over here, and chew it as loudly as possible right next to me.
Marsh just keeps looking outside. I'm like, you've been outside. We just went on a long walk. So I don't know if she just doesn't. I bought her these carrots, right? So they're like dehydrated. It's called the top of it says perfect poop every time.
Okay.
And no scoots because she scoots a little bit. So I just give her these carrots. It's perfect poop every time. Let me tell you, it's a miracle.
Wow.
They're little pellets, and you put them in water, and they expand a lot, which I didn't know. So the cup just overflowed the other day, all over.
Wait, I have to tell you that I've been living for Murph Smiths.
Yeah, I did it a couple years ago on TikTok.
Yeah.
I don't know if I didn't do it something happened last year. I didn't do it. I did hot sauce last year, and then this year, people like it because I honestly, Costco should hire me because ever since I started posting them again, which has only been 2 days, people have gone and bought the dog calendar at Costco. The only problem is the last prize says a digital surprise, and I go, the dog isn't online. I'm online, but the dog is for the dog, not for me.
I don't know what is so entertaining about watching a dog eat a treat or watching a dog take a treat. Like, every time you post a video of Murph opening the advent calendar, I die and go to heaven.
There's zero brain cells with her, so I think that's why people relate to it. Like our last dog Meadow was like super smart. She's just kind of a dope, so I think that's maybe the appeal. But people did catch on. I open it before because I have to I can't open the bag one-handed. Everything comes in a little bag. I know what's in there, but I pretend that I don't know what's in there. But today, I think there's a toy. I think there's like I don't know which one. I think it's a dog coffee thing.
Yeah, because it's not all treats.
No, but then they repeat treats, which I think is a little lame. But
Mm.
luckily, they're like 10 days apart, so it's not too bad.
She doesn't remember.
No, she's the same thing.
She's like, ooh.
If she does, our last dog like would just eat. Murph like hates her food because she hates eating the same thing every day, so she just beats up the food. At first, we thought it was like a reaction, but now she just smashes her bowl and then she finally eats it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a COVID dog. That's basically what happened. That's yeah.
How many days did you have Thanksgiving leftovers for?
I need to throw them out today. Today's the last day.
Same.
Today is Tuesday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because I
will
still
throw
have
them out.
leftovers and I made soup. Like I made soup out of the leftover turkey and I still have that too.
So we get turkey, but like no one really eats it. We get brisket, that goes. But the turkey becomes the soup. Now the turkey is smoked because now we just let somebody else make Thanksgiving, which is the greatest thing in the world, right?
Yeah.
We're on a very exclusive list because the guy who does it only does like 50 of them. He owns a bar. The turkey smokes, and then when we boil it down, like the soup's already flavored, so you don't really have to do anything.
Nice.
But we have like a big vat in the fridge, and then we froze a bunch, and then we just eat it over the next couple months. But we got still mashed potatoes left, still Brussels sprouts left. Mac and cheese went, which always goes first, and then I have some brisket left over, which is really good. But I just had heartburn for 5 days. Like it just is a constant battle.
Yeah, that's the problem. But I realized like I either gotta finish it today or just let it go. Like I did my best at preventing food waste, and now it's the end of the road.
I mean, I hate food waste, so I tried to eat as much as I could. Like I would just throw random things on top of a salad to make it kind of feel healthy. Like I had brisket salad last night, which was not healthy whatsoever, but it made me feel better about not wasting the food.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
I went, okay. Are you a shopper or a buyer?
Oh, that's a great question.
How many bags do you come home with when you go somewhere?
It depends on where I go.
Okay, so you're a shopper. I know what I want and I go and get it. Mom was like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I need new boots. So she's like, let's go to the mall and we'll get boots. Now, before we went there, we had to get one thing for my dad, which was cologne. So we went to Macy's. Okay. I realized my mother is the easiest target for salespeople. I mean, so we go in, we buy dad's, right? Now I like cologne. I buy the cheaper version of them, the knockoff ones from Dubai. If you like a cologne, go on TikTok, type in that cologne, and there's 50 videos about the dupe. And you buy that and it smells the same. So I have like one name brand thing, but that's always a gift. I always buy knockoff ones. So we go in. I know what one dad wants. I'm like, I know which one it is. And she's like, which one is it? I go, I know which one. We're not shopping. We're buying. Go in and they clock her right away. They're like, done, easy. So they're like, oh, we have another scent you should try. And mom's like, go try it. I'm like, I'm gonna like it because I already see what she's pulling. I already know what it is.
Right.
So I go over. She's like, we have a better version of it. So I smell that. It's pretty good. She's like, oh, I'll get it for you for Christmas. I'm like, oh, we're in now. Like we're fully in. So then while the woman's trying to find the cologne, mom's walking around going, ooh, I like this one. Ooh, I like this one. Ooh, and they're like, but they are zeroed in on her. And I realized that she's just like she's an easy target for them.
They found their prey.
She's a full shopper. Like we walk past the kiosk and stuff. I'm like, don't lock them in the eyes.
Yeah.
Most of them are scams. I don't really go to the mall that much. I probably haven't been to the King of Prussia Mall in like 8 years. It was my first time back there in a while.
I don't make eye contact with those people.
Like they put like this really bougie section in to the mall
Yeah.
where it's like Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga, other stuff. But like I go through and I'm like, people shopping here are just like they're just trying to blow a paycheck, which I respect. But then I propose this question to my buddies, and they're like, aren't all luxury brands just people trying to blow a paycheck? Like if you're wealthy, you just have someone buy stuff for you.
Yeah, like Jennifer Lopez just bought like an $80,000 Hermes bag, like because she can.
She can, but like there's an Hermes store at the mall. There's no products in it because you have to be like approved to buy it.
Yeah, no, you have to be like invited into the store. Like you're not even allowed to just walk in.
So I applaud the King of Prussia Mall for just expanding and putting like these bougie stores in and just nailing people too. And you walk by, it's all the same clothing. Everything's just black and like sleek, which, you know, just kind of every designer brand. But I'm like, they got it down pat. They got security. I'm like, they know. They got us hook, line, and sinker. And they put a bar next to them. I'm like, this place is like whoever designed this mall, they know what they're doing.
Something's been on my mind ever since you mentioned your knockoff cologne, and I you might not even care, but I have to be the one to tell you this. I read very, very recently that knockoff cologne has been linked back to traces of human urine.
Yeah, I mean, like, whatever, that's fine. Because
but like, how does it get in there?
I don't. So I would say number one, they're not knockoffs. They're like legit brands, but they just copy. Like it's not some guy in his basement making them. They're like legit brands overseas that make.
Right,
the
but that's what I'm saying.
But you think about this, okay? Like pheromones are like natural, hormones natural. So pee is natural. Like deers pee on themselves.
So you're like, this isn't even weird.
To get laid, basically. That's how they attract. They pee. They will pee. That's why they smell so bad, because they pee on themselves.
I gotta find this story because I just read it. Knockoff colognes and perfumes have been found to contain traces of human urine and even cyanide. The counterfeit fragrances can cause serious skin rashes and have been seized by authorities.
I'm not buying that stuff. They're like legit companies that say inspired by. Like it's like they're made. They have a president and CEO who's like worth $1 billion, but they just make them cheaper.
Okay, so it's not like you're getting the knockoff, you know, on Canal Street, like
no. It's like
Burberry.
Yeah, but they spell Burberry with a V instead of a U. You know, no, these are like legit. They're not called the names. They're legit. But at the end of the day, something's going to take me out eventually, so I might as well live life. You know, like whatever. I drink a Diet Coke. People are like, "It's bad for you." I go, "Yeah, but guess what? Delicious." So something.
Yeah. So is telling me what to do.
I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. And I think too much about that. It's like, you know, something's wiping me out eventually. I don't have much time left. That's it. I don't think people are peeing in the cologne. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, I don't understand how it gets in there. Like, first of all, why was this stuff seized in the first place, and why were they testing it for urine? That's
a bad shake. I mean, like when you pee, you always get a little bit on you. So I don't, you know, I'm not like too concerned. But it's my own brand. That's my own brand of pee.
I can't say that I've ever had my own brand of pee on me.
You never peed yourself from laughing?
No, I'm not at that stage in life yet. I'm sure it'll happen.
I don't know I've never peed myself from laughing. I know people who have.
I know it's going to happen because I know that's what happens. Like in menopause, you kind of lose control. But I also know you're more prone to it if you've birthed a child, which I have not. So hopefully I don't have that problem.
I mean, peeing yourself is peeing yourself. That's fine. Everybody's going to do it eventually. I think you honestly probably pee and poop yourself more as an adult. Like as a kid, it's expected. But as an adult, you're like, whoa, that was bad. Like,
yeah.
It's
Jacob and I were having this conversation the other day, like because we don't have kids. He's always asking me, like, who's going to take care of us when we get older? I'm like, we'll hire help. And he's like, I don't want to hire help. And I'm like, you're going to want to make your like nieces do it? I don't want to make my family take care of me. We don't have children. Should it be no one's responsibility? I will hire help.
Oh, I told my parents I ain't wiping. There's no way. I'll pay $1 billion for a professional wiper. I just can't. I know what goes on in my area. I don't want to know what goes on in their area. Like and I think, and they're like, well, we did it to you as a baby. And I went, that's because I didn't know any better. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Not my choice also.
I was just pooping because I had to poop. I didn't know I didn't know there was a toilet. I don't know what age I was potty trained. I don't know what age I was potty trained. Now that I think about it, I feel like it might have been early. I was developed, ahead of the times. I don't know.
I never asked.
It's not something I like to think about.
I would love to know what age I was potty trained. I think it says a lot about a person.
Speaking of, this comes up every Thanksgiving. My aunt, who is like 6 years younger than my mom, a little more than that, obviously would babysit me because my mom still worked, dad worked, but she would like always take me to the mall. And every year the same horror story comes up. When I first started potty training, was going on my own. She was like, just go in the men's room by yourself. Like, I was okay, but like I would ask people to check me to make sure I was clean, which let me tell you is a horrifying story to relive every year. Like some guy came out of the bathroom and goes, is anybody responsible for that child in there? And it was me.
Is that the story that your family tells every time you're together?
One of them. There's just new stories every year because we have a gene that attracts crazy people. So it's just a varying degree of how much of the gene I don't have a ton of it. My sister has a lot of it. And my mom and my aunt have a ton of it.
See, luckily there aren't any stories of me as a child that reoccur, but I think it might be even a little worse because the stories that reoccur are of me as a teenager and just making poor choices. And my parents love to recount the story of me rear-ending a school bus.
Did you just not see? Were you on your phone? Did phones exist when you were a teenager?
Yes, they did. But at this time I did not have one. I may have, but phones like texting and phones in the car weren't a thing.
You could text back there without looking at your phone. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Right?
I had too many people in the car. And and can I tell you that I've been vindicated because for years my parents did not believe this story. They thought I wasn't paying attention and I ran right into the bus. And that's not what happened. I've been telling them since I was 17 that I was at a full stop. The bus was in front of me. And I was in the car with too many people. I wasn't allowed to have this many people in the car to begin with. And I did. And we were laughing and having a great time and singing along to the radio and not paying attention. And I thought I saw the bus let off their brake lights and I thought they went. And in like this chaos in the vehicle, I'm not paying attention. So I step on the gas and the bus didn't go all the way. They stopped again. They like went to go and then they didn't go.
Brake check.
So I rammed right into the bus and it was pretty bad. But I recently went back to my high school for a career day and I ran into one of the friends who was in the car with me. And she confirmed that my version of the story is true. And I had to immediately go back and tell my parents that I was not lying.
I would have showed up at Thanksgiving and been like, vindicated.
I told you that I didn't just run right into the bus.
All right, let me let her out. This is annoying. She just goes and looks and then wants to come back in. The dog is...
Murph is the third cast member and she can do whatever she wants.
It's just like, she's annoying. Now she does this thing in the morning where she jumps on my door and then she has to come lay in bed.
Aww.
But she licks her lips all of the time while she's laying. But apparently this is like a comfort thing, but it's just constant licking.
Yeah.
Just like she's, I don't know, like snotty. Like, you know.
Oh, wait, you have experience with this. Murph had to get surgery on her knees, didn't she?
Both. Yes, because she was chasing things.
Yeah, so Rad possibly tore his meniscus and might have to get surgery. I have to take him to an ortho next week.
Now I don't like they called it the doggy ACL. I don't know what it was really called. I was like, whatever, you're a doctor. You went to school.
Yeah, they used a lot of big words I didn't recognize.
Yeah, so she got TPLO, TLP, TPLO. Something planing. I don't know. They like shave it and they put a plate in there. Basically, what I was told from another veterinarian, that's my sister's friend, is like once they get it done, they just have like knees of steel. Like they're like the $1 million dog, which she is. So then she just was whatever now. But like it's, you drug them up and then you got to carry them around. And it's, and we did 2. 1 would have been fine. But 2 back to back wasn't great, but they kind of they get over it. I mean, it also snowed the whole time, which sucked.
I'm really hoping that that's not what I have to go through.
They do have rehab. You can also just rehab it. Now, there might be a chance that he has to go on the underwater treadmill, which is hilarious. I love watching those dog videos because they're just like trotting in the water.
Yeah, he would do that. He loves the water.
Yeah, I don't know about Murph. She's just like kind of in her own damn world.
All I know is that like the other night I couldn't even get him up out of his bed to go for a walk. Like I had to bribe him with a treat, and he is so food motivated that I stood there with the treat in my hand for 5 full minutes before he even attempted to try and take it from me, which is not like him.
Okay, his bowl, is it raised or on the floor when he eats dinner?
It's a little raised.
Okay. Does he lift? Which leg is it?
It's his back right.
Okay. When he's eating, does he lift it up?
No.
Okay, so he might be all right. She was like, when she was stationary, she would lift her leg up, and that was like a telltale sign, they told us.
Well, he does lift it on occasion, like not typically when he's eating. Like the other night, this actually happened like I would say over a week ago, almost 2 weeks ago. I noticed that he was favoring that leg, and then he wouldn't put weight on it when he would get up from laying down. But then after a while, he would walk around and he would be okay, and he would start to put weight on it again.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so what is it? Just stiff? Like, were you laying, on a hard surface? Like, what's the deal? And then it got way worse. Like a couple days ago, actually, I could not get him out of bed. He would not leave the bed. And when he finally got up, he was walking on 3 legs, and he wouldn't put weight on the back leg at all.
He could have just sprained it too.
Well, that's what I was hoping. But the vet came and, she said that she did find kind of like, I forget what she called it, but it didn't feel right. His knee didn't feel right, and it's all swollen. And so I don't know. We have to find out.
Here's my advice to you. Anybody who has a dog, Nationwide has pet insurance, and it's like $20 a month. And it covered all of 1 surgery for her. So
wait, I just went through the ASPCA, and I got him like insurance for like $30 a month, and it
get pet
pays
insurance.
us it pays us back like 90% of the cost.
So get pet insurance. What else? We just like she was the first one. She was fine because she's like, "What the hell's going on?" And then we did the second one. I was like, "All right, she kind of knows now." You just like. You get a little carrier thing, then you like pick them up. We built ramps, which she hated. She hated them because we built ramps, and then it was really windy, and they blew them all over the yard. So she was horrified of the ramps, which is like the worst part. Like we carpeted them. We got like that grippy carpet, that they use for like wheels. Like you'll see that carpet on like handicap ramps and stuff, like to get a little like a grip, so no one slides. It was like outdoor carpet. So I'm like, oh, these are like good. Like I put weights on the back of them so they wouldn't fly everywhere. And then they just blew her out when she was outside and horrified her.
I mean, it can't be that bad because he's currently laying flat on his stomach with his legs out.
So, I mean, like he might just need like a little doggy treadmill, which is hilarious. Which is funny in the end because it's like this is the most insane thing for my dog.
Oh, I know. I'm really crossing my fingers we don't have to go through this surgery. That's the last thing I need right now.
Yeah, I mean, how many floors up are you?
6, but we have an elevator.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, the elevator's key.
Yeah.
I can't do, like, I lived in an apartment in the old city that had no elevator, but it was like 70 stairs to my apartment straight up. You have like 3 beers here, someone's got to push you up the stairs like a dog. Like, I wish somebody had the carrier for me. It
Oh my
awful.
gosh.
was awful.
I like living this high up when it's not that high up. You know what I mean? Like 6 floors I can do. I think if we were on the top floor and it was like 12 or 20, like I think I have a fear of heights that I never realized I had.
You don't have it until you go out on the balcony. Right?
Yeah.
I have, like,
But I've been in a hot air balloon.
that is the one thing I'll never do. Like, legitimately would.
Really?
Yeah, if I met somebody and they were like, I want you to propose on a hot air balloon, I'm going to break up with them. That's it. I had a freaking breakdown on a Ferris wheel. I had a nervous breakdown. We went to the Meadowlands for WrestleMania, and it's high and it moves because it's huge. They have escalators that are kind of suspended by wires, which is horrifying. I had to put my hands on the moving rail and then stick my head between my legs so I didn't freaking have a panic attack. Surrounded by grown men in wrestling costumes. I was like, why is this horrifying to me?
The very first time I was on a hot air balloon, the pilot it started to get really windy and the pilot had to land somewhere. So he landed about 1.5 miles from the spot that we took off from, which was like a big field, like a big park.
Yeah.
And he ended up having to land somewhere like in the desert because I was living in Reno. And so my friend and I got out of the hot air balloon and we had to trek 1.5 miles back to the park. And we're like walking past jackrabbits and like snakes. Like we were out in the middle of nowhere.
It's not the fear is, for me, is not like the landing. It's just the height of it. Like I can't do it. I can do roller coasters. That's fine.
Yeah. That's what I don't understand. Like
you're moving still and you're going, so the fear is displaced on a roller coaster.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
And you're strapped in and like, it'll be over in a couple seconds, but like
hot air balloon, you think that would be like one of the scariest things, and
it is.
It's
hard.
Not.
That
for
is
me,
my
it was
hands are sweating.
17 stories.
My hands are sweating talking about it. Like I can't watch video. Like those guys who climb buildings and stuff. I watch his videos on YouTube or on like TikTok and YouTube.
It gives me such anxiety.
And my hands, and then guys who go caving, but not like walking through a cave. I mean, climbing or like crawling through a space that's small. Like I might have to break my ankle to get out of here. I'm like, just don't go in. Just don't do it.
No, thank you.
I'm not. I think I watch them to just get a little rush, but I just start sweating.
I'll leave that to the people on Lost. I just started binging Lost.
Oh, welcome to 15 years later. I've never watched
I know it's so old, but like, I had an extra day off because of Thanksgiving and I didn't know what else to do with myself and I wasn't going anywhere. I was just eating mashed potatoes on my couch. So I started Lost.
Did you have people for Thanksgiving?
We did a Friendsgiving at the apartment. So like there's
people.
Yeah, there's like a big lounge on our floor, on the 6th floor, because the pool's on the roof. So there's like a big lounge room before you get out to the pool area. And there's like a pool table and a ping pong table and a big old kitchen and like a kitchen table and like 3 couches. It's a really cool space. And so it was just like a couple people that I became friends with here. And they invited like their straggler friends who weren't going home for Thanksgiving. So there was like 8 of us. And everybody brought a dish or 2, and we had like a wonderful meal.
See, that's good because then you don't have leftovers. Well, you have leftovers.
We did have leftovers still because my friend who made the turkey bought a 23-pound turkey for 8 people.
That's so much turkey. The turkey doesn't even. Turkey's the first thing to get thrown out too. You're like,
I know. I was like, why did you buy a turkey that big? I bought a 19-pound turkey for 13 people, and we had leftovers.
We do like our thing is like we'll just go to the bar in the morning after we pick up the food, and the one brewery makes a beer called Family Therapy, and it's 9% alcohol. And I'm like, that's the greatest branding I've ever seen. And I drank like 4 of them. I did not feel well the next day, and I had to go to
Good
the morning
marketing.
show. I had to get up at like 4:30. I'm like, this is horrible. Like, I even went to bed early, but like 4 of those. That was not the only thing I had too. And then like at the end of dinner, I'm like, I am not well. Like, I didn't even eat that much. I just drank too much. Typical Thanksgiving. Like, people don't drink on Thanksgiving, and I'm like, just have one.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, no drama. We don't really have, like, I've been on TikTok, and I'm watching other people's families fight. I'm like, this is crazy to me. Don't get together. Just don't do it.
All right. So I think we should probably end it on that note.
31.
Yeah, that's good timing. And plus, I'm starting to sound like a frog for some reason. So I paused by mistake. Okay. All right. Well, bye, mayonnaise.
Bye.